Earlier in this conversation, you said you were talking about history and that history is on Harris's side, but you thought she would have a further lead opposed to Trump as of now. Why do you think it is a tighter race in Minnesota? Are voters caring about what issues are making it a tighter race?
I really don't know. I think our poll showed that people are very concerned about the economy and the direction of the country. And, more than 70%, I think it was 71% in this poll, 70% in our last poll, of the respondents said they didn't think the country was moving in the right direction. That's, red flag for Harris, who's so tightly linked to the current administration. I mean, she's part of the current administration. So that's a problem for her. And the other one is, the respondents who said immigration was a big concern, those numbers have risen. So if there's any movement in the poll, that's one of them. The Republicans have gotten their message out that immigration should be a concern for Americans and is a negative. And I think that's resonated.
When you look at the numbers in the poll, when you look at Minnesota as a state, how does the geography play a factor here? How are different regions voting?
It's almost like if there's two Minnesotans. There is the rural areas of Minnesota, and Minnesota has a lot of rural areas. It is an agricultural state and a mining state up north. And then there are the urban areas, with the biggest being the Twin Cities, the St. Paul, Minneapolis area, which is very Democratic. And the rural areas trend towards the GOP. So the trend of rural America towards the Republican Party, the trend of rural America towards the Republican Party, especially after Trump was elected in 2016, has played out in Minnesota as it has in the rest of the nation.
There are 10 electoral votes on the line right now in Minnesota. Tight race according to this poll. So what specifically are you looking out for between now and next Tuesday?
Well, it'll be turnout. I mean, a lot of Minnesotans have already cast an early ballot. Minnesota has the longest early voting period of any state, 45 days. So they've been voting for a while. And a lot of the votes, the ballots have been turned in. The Democratic Party in Minnesota, which is the Democratic Farmer and Labor Party, has a very good ground game. And they may be more successful in getting out the vote on election day than the Republican Party in Minnesota, which has far fewer resources.
Well, there's certainly a lot to look out for, and especially in the next 7 days. And I appreciate you coming on, breaking down the numbers in such a critical time. Anna, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.